on the couch. John sat.
You should see our camera setup.
It's really professional.
We're going to take a picture of this and put this on the gram.
Oh!
We need a new camera setup.
Definitely do.
So we put out on the gram last week. We was going to do this, put up topics for discussion. You guys come back with a load of stuff. Here it is. We've got about how many topics we got?
A few.
A few?
A few. At least 16. We'll just pick the best ones. Shit. It's clean, man. It's clean.
Pick one, just go. Fire. This is off the cuff.
So,
we haven't even discussed any of this.
Brendan George, 96,
What up, bro?
says the potential of someone not making classic weight but doing open with classic flow, and how you think they would place and compare to physiques in open division.
That's a good question.
I think you've actually got a
So basically he's saying, take a guy...
a
You
bigger
can't
guy
make
with
the
a classic shape. There is guys in the open division like it,
Yeah.
and I think they are genuinely rewarded, but like you look at Cedric's 100% a classic shape.
Yeah.
And people always say that if you get in shape, you probably win like the Olympia every year.
Yeah.
So I don't think they've got anything against the classic flow. I personally think the IFBB are probably looking for someone more with a classic flow, which is why Phil was winning for so many years. But obviously he had the midsection issues. But yeah, I think...
Yeah, if you look at Phil Heath when he was a little bit smaller, fucking hell.
I think the future will be a classic look in the open division.
You know what my opinion is on it? Is that classic bodybuilding in a sense is just fucking bullshit, really. It's just bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Like, classic bodybuilding, it's just bodybuilding. I know they like to brand us saying myself because obviously I do classic, but like brand classic as our classic physique. Like Sean Ray on YouTube, and that one even call it bodybuilding. He calls it the classic physique competitors. They don't even class them as bodybuilding. Like, it's bullshit.
It's bodybuilding.
Classic is bodybuilding, and people prefer that sort of shape. It's not even a classic shape. It's just what a bodybuilder should look like.
Yeah,
that is it.
It's bizarre, really, because it's almost like the open class forgot what it takes to become a bodybuilder. I mean, everyone talks about the conditioning issues or the midsection issues in the open class, but ultimately it goes way beyond that. A lot of the guys, they don't even give a shit about their posing. They're like, oh, just made it up.
On the spot.
On the spot. You're in the Olympia, motherfucker. You can't, you can put all of that time and effort into all of your diet and prep. You can't take 10 minutes out of your day to fucking run through some posing.
Because it doesn't take 10 minutes, so they don't want to do it. Because putting a posing routine together requires time every day.
Yeah.
And people don't want to do that now. That's the other thing. It's like, I hate being, I keep saying like speaking for the classic division, but it's annoying being branded as a classic physique competitor, not a bodybuilder. It's like, it's just what bodybuilding should be. Bodybuilding should be about posing. Bodybuilding should be about flow, proportion. That's why we have this division, so we can get rewarded for the things that bodybuilding is meant to be
all about. Yeah.
Like,
because
so
the open class guys are not bringing it.
Exactly. So to answer the actual question, yeah, if you get a guy who can't make classic weight and he's got all the right flow and proportion, of course he's gonna win.
Yeah.
He's gonna win shows, because that's what
that is
you're
what
meant to look like. That's what it should be. Like, I don't.
Cedric 100% would be Mr. Olympia if he dialed in.
Yeah, 100%.
What other guys?
And everybody says it because that's what the shape you should have.
Brandon. A lot of guys used to say Brandon Curry had a classic physique look, and he's just won the Olympia. So yeah, I think he's got a great flow, great physique.
Yeah.
There's
if all the guys at the top were 20 pounds lighter and in good condition,
it's not even necessarily about the size, because you can get big, massive guys. It's just how you stack that size,
how you present it.
But yeah, I think that they would win. So
pick another.
Force feeding to grow. Dan Maskell.
No.
Well,
is my answer.
they actually just
I will
done
clarify.
the University of California just done a study on this, where they had a look at caloric intake by 300 plus calories to a caloric intake with 600 plus calories, and there was literally no substantial gain between either. I think if you have a look back to when Lee Priest used to like get really fat off season because he like enjoys his food and stuff, there's nothing wrong with that.
Chubby motherfucker.
But you look back to then, like he didn't have an edge on everyone else that stayed like maybe 7 pounds off comp weight. I think your body, I think obviously you need to be on a caloric surplus to grow, but there's a limit to how much your body is going to grow off of force feeding. Because ultimately your body can only assimilate so much food before it just turns to fat anyway. It's like what Phil Heath turned around and said in Generation Item when they was like, my son eats everything. And it's like, that's why he's fat.
He's eating everything.
Yeah, that's why he looks like shit.
Yeah, that's why he's fat. He's eating everything.
Yeah.
You don't need to fucking be fat to gain muscle, man. Your body doesn't even work that well when, like, in terms of building muscle.
Yeah.
When you're that fat, and all you're doing is just making it difficult when it comes to diet. It's like if you're going to try and get an extra few pounds of tissue just through eating so much extra food, only to lose those few pounds of tissue when you diet down, because you have to diet down harder. It's never the way, you know.
No.
And like just for like, yeah, that's it really, isn't it? That answers the question. Force feeding to gain size is a no-no. You shouldn't have to force yourself. Yeah, and nothing should be forced. If you're forcing yourself to do something, you're forcing your body to do something it doesn't want to do, and your body don't like that. You know, it's about creating an environment in your body that's relaxed, chilled, and just let your body do its thing. If you're forcing something to happen, your body's not going to respond.
I think as well, and this relates to both the first and the second question, you hear a lot about these guys now saying that the reason the guys in the classic era look better and the reason the bigger guys can't dial in is because they're just bigger than they were in the 90s and that. Bull fucking shit. They are not bigger. Their shoulders are not bigger, their arms are not bigger, their back is not bigger, their legs not bigger. It's just their fucking stomachs.
It is, literally.
Show me a bodybuilder nowadays that has bigger arms than, say, Flex Wheeler had, or Dorian had, or Leveroni had back in the day. They don't. They're not bigger bodybuilders, they're just proportion shitter.
Yeah. Well, that is it. They're not bigger, they're just proportion shitter.
Yeah, they are. Their legs are
and their delts. You know? Everyone's got this thing about fucking big old wide delts and everything like that. And forget about the arms, innit? We've spoken about this.
Take away their guts and give a measurement across the whole board. Show me a bodybuilder that's got bigger body parts nowadays. Bullshit. I don't buy into it, because I've stood next to the guys in the 90s and seen the size of them, and I've stood next to fucking guys now.
And generally,
they ain't got bigger arms or shoulders. They've just got a bigger fucking stomach.
And generally, if they are bigger, they've generally lost all the condition and everything.
They've got no lines.
They've got no line. They lose. If they are bigger, they've probably lost all them fucking lines. So then it's pointless anyway. Because if you haven't got the lines and the condition,
you got no wow factor.
Yeah,
you just look like a big mess.
A fucking an 18-inch arm diced. You see every fucking piece of it. He's going to look 10 times bigger than a 23-inch bicep that has no shape, no lines, no nothing, you know? Yeah.
So, some guy just put clapping hands, Connor Pike. Don't really know what that means. Billsby just put posing. I don't really...
Posing's a big topic.
Yeah, that's a bit vague.
That's a bit vague, yeah.
Ryan Rowley, topic on managing, coaching and your own training. Also work at Stack, by the way.
Oh, he works at Stackhouse.
Oh, does he? Right, he might be at Westcliff.
Must do. What up, bro? Stackhouse homie. So I suppose this would be
for you.
Was it managing, coaching and your own training? Is he talking about coaching in terms of
And your own
Like,
training.
just-
I mean, training
Because
is not too
managing
hard.
coaching is a huge topic, or you're talking about time management. I'm going to say
Probably
talking
time
about
management.
time management with
And it's not
training.
really that hard, is it? Until you're prepping.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, unless you have a lot of clients. I mean, I can say I used to have a lot of clients, and it was maybe like upwards to like 10 a day. We used there, weren't it? Like 10 people a day. We spoke about this the other day. But what I'd always make sure, and what I've always done, even up until now, is I'm just going to keep on speaking, bro.
Keep going.
What I've always done is prioritize my training first, because your training at the end, like, let's take this. You're a PT, right? You're a trainer. People can get the same service. I'm not going to say anywhere, because some PTs are really shit. But people could go to a number of PTs and get the same service that you're going to give to them. Okay, so that's a good point there. So that leads to the next point: that why are they training with you? Okay, most people are only training with you because they either think you look good, or they get on with you as a person, or they like your principles, or whatever it is. But they're training with you, they're PTing with you because they like you, and that's it. That's the bottom line with anything to do with coaching. So if they like you, then you need to make sure that you have time in the day to work on yourself, whether that be working on yourself with training, working on yourself with, maybe they're with you because you're really knowledgeable on a certain thing, time in your day for learning, time in your day for studying, basically a time in the day where you're working on yourself, yeah? With me, everyone's always come to me just because of my physique, generally. People just look to me and think,
I want to look
not
at
saying,
you.
not in a big headed way, but that's my thing. People just think, I like the way this guy looks, I like the way he trains. That's another thing. They like the way I train. A lot of people see me train and they'll be like, I want to be trained like that. So that's my unique selling point, I could say. It's just my physique and the way I train other people. So I need to make sure that the priority is me all the time. So we train at pretty much 2 o'clock on average, isn't it? It varies, but
Yeah.
Monday to Friday we train at 2 o'clock. Saturday we train at a certain time. And it hasn't really changed in the last 4 years. We train in the middle of the day, and I will not ever put a client in past 12 o'clock or before 4 o'clock. Ever. Because that's my time. I won't
get a meal in, pre-workout,
always
little talk about what we're going to attack during the session.
So you need to make sure you have a time slot allocated to yourself, that it doesn't change no matter, if people offer you more money to train in that time slot or whatever. You need to prioritize your clients around you, because you are the thing that's going to earn yourself more money. So for me, I need to work on my own training. Me working on my own training and developing my own physique is going to help me win shows. I win shows, I get more exposure to people, I can help more people, and it's like a good snowball effect, You need to get things rolling the right way. So that's what I would say, is just make sure that you allocate your time and don't let no one encroach on that time, and give yourself plenty of time as well. Don't just give yourself, don't just give yourself a 2 hour gap to train. No, fuck that. I give myself 5 hours normally. I'm in a position now where I either do morning or evening. That's it. That's another good thing you could do. But that's if you can get your clients to do that. It's taken me 5 years to get to that point. Where I have morning clients Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So right now it's a Monday, it's 12 o'clock, I'm done. I won't do nothing past 12 o'clock. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday I'll do evenings. But you just need to prioritise you, regardless of what your schedule looks like now. It will come good in the end if you start prioritising yourself.
Yeah.
I hope that's what he was asking, because managing coaching is a huge topic. I could talk about so many different things.
Yourself.
Promoting yourself, managing your clients, the service you give. Like, there's a million things, but that's what it sounded like he was asking.
Yeah. Hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
Right. SMB Fitness says,
I really want to drink the Monster, but I'm afraid the camera's going to fall.
No, fall. Just good. SMB Fitness says, hi pal, what would be a typical off-season pre-workout meal? Thanks in advance.
KFC.
Like
what was it? Pre-workout?
Yeah,
post?
pre-workout.
KFC or McDonald's?
Yeah, KFC or McDonald's. Post-work, this is the thing, right? There's too many guys now. It seems to be, I think Instagram's made it worse. Instagram's definitely made it worse. because everyone feels like they've got to be accountable to everyone else, otherwise, you know, they're not doing it right. And ultimately, bodybuilding should still be fun. Like,
yeah.
And if you're off season, you know, have your chicken and rice, and have your chicken and veg and whatever. Just make sure you're getting protein and carbs in every meal. But if you want a little bit of junk food, have some fucking junk food. You're only here once, man. Yeah. No one's ever come back and said, "Oh, I went to the other side. It was alright." You know? So as far as we know, we're only here once. So I mean, eat that KFC and then go and work your ass off.
Go eat that chicken, man. Go eat that fried chicken. Feel good.
Or if you're a vegan, go and have a donut or something. Whatever.
Yeah. Or just stop being vegan. Yeah. Vegan haters. But I mean, there's a flip side to this. You can get guys who like speak.
You can just be a bit too over.
Yeah, people would be like, about eating cheat meals and it building up toxins in the body, and it's not what you should do as a bodybuilder.
It ties in
clean and shit like that. But
it ties in to the first question about force feeding to grow.
Yeah, man.
You know,
it's not needed.
It's not needed. Just eat.
That's why I actually like
calories than you're on a plan.
Legit. That's why I like to have a little cheat meal. Normally, it's normally before training as well. I don't know why it's not after, but it's before. Is get them calories in, and it tastes good, you know, and then it's easy to get the food in. So if like a portion, because I still eat my other good meals, right? Like today I've already had 2 good meals, and I'll have some more what you could call good meals later, you know, steak and rice, chicken rice, whatever. But yeah, all the top pros, man. Like I remember when, and watching a thing of Jay Cutler when he used to say that you'd be like going In-N-Out burger all the time, and like having Coke after training and shit like that. Like, I have a Coke after training.
Dorian Yates always had a Coke after training, didn't he?
Yeah, like they don't. Like Lee Priest used to eat fucking everything, you know?
And he looks insane.
Yeah,
and he never lost his waist.
Like, stop believing
this is why I
the
think
bullshit, you know? You know, people say to me, oh, like, oh, you can eat McDonald's and stay lean. It's like, I'm staying lean because I'm not going over on calories. Just because I have a cheat meal every day don't mean I'm overeating. You just see me eating McDonald's, or you see us eating KFC, or see us eating like that, and they're like, oh my god, all they do is eat shit. It's like, no, that's one meal of the day, and I'm not going over on calories. Well, not that I give a care or know how many calories I eat, but I just eat, you know, and go by the mirror. I don't give a shit about the scale. I'm 92 kilos, 5 pound over stage weight, but it's all good.
It's all good. So yeah.
Prep though, during prep, chicken and rice.
Never cheat.
Was my
never
cheat. Yeah.
That is the thing, right? So
that was my thing. Prepping, just chicken and rice.
You know, it's okay, mate, trying to make yourself like Mr. Accountable on Instagram and just not eating no fucking shit meals through your off-season plan. But then you're coming and you're having a fucking refeed on cookies and fucking Cocoa Pops and shit all the way through your prep.
Yeah, I don't do that shit.
And then you wonder why you're not coming in shape. Like, his last meal before he jumped on stage at the British was fucking baby rice and egg whites.
Baby rice and egg whites, yeah.
You got suffer.
It's what they probably wanted to hear was 50 grams of isotope whey, 87 grams of oats, 30 grams of berries, 22 grams of dark chocolate.
Some bullshit like that.
And half a banana.
Yeah, some bullshit like that. It's
Nah, we're going to get some burgers after this video and then train.
Right, George Branch says, what do you think of young teenage bodybuilders? I think it is great. There's a lot more awareness about looking after yourself nowadays. I think too many of them get on the drug bandwagon too quick before they've even made a gain or two.
Yes.
You know, at your age, you know, your test is through the roof. You're a horny young man. You want to dick everything you see. You don't need steroids at that age. So what they should be learning is fundamentals of training.
I assume he is a teenager.
Yeah, no, I think it's really good. The amount of teenagers, and there's a lot of enthusiastic guys, especially that come into Stackhouse that we see.
Yeah,
isn't there?
they love it.
Really, really cool guys.
Touching on the thing you're saying about training, I think that's the flip side. There's loads of enthusiasm towards the sport and loads of young teenage guys coming up into it, but I would say majority are getting it wrong with training and everything like that because of social influence, Instagrammers, YouTubers and stuff like that, giving out the wrong, well, not necessarily giving out the wrong information, but you should be following the pros who are setting out a blueprint for you to do it the right way, you know. I don't know why so many people go against what the pros do because
this is
because
why.
it's too simple.
This is why.
It can't be that easy.
That's it. So my thoughts on teenage bodybuilders, great. Loads of enthusiasm. It's better, you know, it's good to see people that age being active and healthy, especially in this country where we've got fucking ridiculously high obese rate. So I'm all for that. The flip side of it is when we were growing up, there was no Instagram, there was no influencers. No. So I don't know if anyone would. Yeah, it was magazines, and also there was a Japanese guy called Mitsuru Akabe that used to follow all the bodybuilders around and film them all. They were the most boring DVDs that you could ever watch. But if you was into
minimum 5 hours,
yeah, 5-hour DVDs, and it was just every single second of the bodybuilder like taking a piss, fucking
every rep,
the
rest periods,
everything. So you'd see how the pros are training before a comp. They were really expensive DVDs. I think they were like 35 quid for a DVD.
Yeah.
And they were really like low budget. All of the sleeves were like printed off of like an old school computer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but yeah, if you was into bodybuilding, it was easy to throw money at that and just sit down and just learn from the pros.
So I think the best material.
We got the best advice, even though there's more advice out there. I mean, nowadays you've got to cherry pick through a minefield of shit on Instagram, on YouTube, whereas we just listen to the pros. And if you just listen to the people, like they always say, don't look at the guys that are...
And the IFBB pros for that. So
the IFBB pros.
Because there's a lot of people out there saying they're pros and they're not.
Yeah.
They're elite pros or PCA or Miami Pro, Pure Elite Pro. All these are an IFBB pro.
Yeah.
You know,
and
I'm not bagging on the other federations.
They're good federations. They are good federations.
The top level pros.
But yeah,
you know?
Generally the IFBB guys are the guys that are the elite in the world. So if you want to look and see how to grow.
One thing we do is like to do workouts from guys who have those body parts, don't we?
Yeah, so train legs like Tom Platz, train back like...
We've been trained like Cutler. You could, most people would say Dorian. But
yeah, I never really liked Dorian's back, I've got to be honest.
Arms like Lee Priest.
Yeah.
Glutes and hams like Kai Green. I've recently been doing that.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good. Because I think some bodybuilders, as they develop, they obviously get known for certain body parts, and then I think they don't play up to the fact, but obviously they get known for training a certain body part a certain way, and then I think
everyone does it though.
Yeah.
It's hard to go against your weaknesses when you've got a strength, but you should. But yeah, that's what I think. So all you teenage guys out there keen to learn how to grow, good on you, keep it up, you're the future, and just make sure that you're not listening so much to Instagrammers, you know, especially ones that have never been there or done it. You know, follow someone like John. He's a pro.
Follow the pros, man. Follow the guys who have done it.
Diet. What are you eating through the day, and what did you eat when you first started? Well, we've already sort of broken down what we eat during the day.
Yeah, and I can honestly say it's the same. When I started, I used to wake up and eat. I've always just woken up and eaten eggs and oats, or eggs and cereal, or
it's the standard
eggs
thing,
and bagels, yeah, and then chicken and rice, steak and rice throughout the day, and some junk chucked in there as well. To be honest, like a Macca's or a KFC or.
Yeah, if you're trying to grow,
just because.
Don't overthink it, you know. And if you're trying to cut, then just make sure you're on a balanced diet and you're eating less calories and moving more. It's that simple.
Yeah. Just eat the basic shit. Eat the basic shit throughout the day, and don't be afraid to chuck in a couple burgers.
How long did it take to get in your shape for the stage. Iconic Mac. Now, Iconic Mac, you should know this because you should be following him on YouTube.
First thing you do is tell him off.
Because
motherfucker, you better start subscribing now.
Yeah. But it was.
So what's
it
the
depends. If you want to talk about his qualifier, that was 13 weeks.
Yeah, because it
13
was
weeks for the qualifier.
supposed to be 12, but I got excited.
And
I started 13 weeks out.
then it was 5 weeks till the finals. He had like half a day off.
Yeah, half a day off on the so the show was on the Sunday. I had that
And then
Sunday
dialed
off,
in.
and then I was back on it on the Monday.
Yeah, so basically 18 weeks of dieting.
18 weeks, yeah.
If you're
I didn't start really pulling it in until 6 weeks out. The first 6 weeks of my prep are always generally actually starting to eat more, which sounds weird, but maybe I don't push my body to where it should go in the off season, because I don't believe in pushing your body too hard to grow, you know, I just like letting it do its thing. So generally I'm quite lean when I start anyway. So the first 6 weeks of the diet is normally pushing the food up, and for the first 3 or 4 weeks, and then I start bringing it down again, and I introduce cardio about 6 weeks out of the qualifier. So yeah, it took 18 weeks. That's it.
That's a wrap.
That's Monday on the couch.
We're going to be doing this regularly, so if you've got any topics you want to talk or want us to talk about or answer, DM either one of us.
We're going to start doing this live as well, dudes. On the gram every Monday. We're going to get another camera. Film this live on the gram. So you can watch it on about 12, 1ish. Probably be about 12, 1 o'clock every Monday. We'll go live, so you can jump. If you want to watch it live, you can jump on the gram, ask us a question there and then. And then maybe if you haven't got time to sit around and watch the answer, if you're at work or whatever, you could jump on, ask a question, and then you can watch it on YouTube when we upload later that day. Hey, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? Give him something